back to discussion. Ultimately, fatty acids and glycerols are formed. That means in case of carbohydrates, the monosaccharides are formed. In case of protein, the amino acids are formed. In case of carbohydrates, that means in case of the fats, we call it fatty acids and glycerol. And the most important complex biomacromolecule is nucleic acids. No, nucleic acids. Nucleic acids. Here we knew that nucleic acids, that means the DNA and RNA, have to break down to its simple form, what we call nucleotides. Again, then what is nucleotide? The association of a nucleoside plus phosphate group. What is a nucleoside? It is the association of a pentose sugar. That means, say in case of DNA, it is deoxyribose sugar plus nitrogen base. That means adenine, that means purines and pyrimidines is a nucleoside. And these nucleotides ultimately break down to nucleoside plus phosphate, and the nucleoside again ultimately break down into pentose sugar plus nitrogen bases. These are the simple absorbable forms. How they form? Say the nucleic acids first say subjected to nucleases. Nucleases. That means DNAs means which break down DNA. RNAs which break down RNA. They form nucleotides. Nucleotides. Then, and these nucleotides will be subjected to nucleotidases. Nucleotidases. So that to form nucleosides. Nucleosides plus phosphate group. Right? And these nucleosides will be subjected to nucleosidase enzymatic activity to form pentose sugars. Pentose sugar plus nitrogen bases. We told already. Pentose sugar means in case of DNA it is deoxyribose sugar, C5H10O4. In case of RNA it is ribose sugar, C5H10O5. Nitrogen bases, purines, pyrimidines. Say purines, adenine, 6-aminopurine. Say guanine, 2-amino-6-oxypurine. Say pyrimidine, cytosine, 2-oxy-4-methylpyrimidine. Say thymine, 2,4-dioxy-5-methylpyrimidine. Think it's a uracil, 2,4-dioxypyrimidine. So it's about nitrogen bases, ultimately purines and pyrimidines are formed here. Purines and pyrimidines. Right, we got it. So all the complex macrobiomolecular substances have been broken down. That means that in the case of small intestine, the digestion is finished off. Say the carbohydrate leads to monosaccharide. That means the starch, it leads to monosaccharides like glucose, fructose, galactose. Then protein leads to amino acids. Then the fat leads to fatty acids plus glycerol. Then the nucleic acids leads to pentose sugars plus nitrogen bases. So these are what we call conversion of complex non-diffusible food substances into the simple diffusible or absorbable forms, what we call digestion. Done. And the next step is absorption. The most important thing is after digestion it has to get absorbed. Say for instance absorption. Next important thing, absorption. Then assimilation. Then defecation. The next important steps, absorption. Absorb means, so we got it, the simple sentences. They have to absorb. Say in case of carbohydrates, the monosaccharides and the amino acids in the proteins will be absorbed into the blood through the mucosa, into the blood. Whereas the fat, that means fatty acids and glycerol, will absorb into the lymph. Lacteals, what we call lymph capillaries. This is very important. The small intestine, that in the absorption takes place in small intestine itself, but the thing is the monosaccharides and amino acids will absorb into the blood, whereas the fatty acids and glycerol they absorb into the lymph. Then after that, assimilation. What is the assimilation? All the absorbed food substances will go to tissues and become part of the living protoplasm. For what? They will be utilized for energy, they will be utilized for cell growth, they will be utilized for cell repair, what we call assimilation. The utilization of the absorbable substances for various cellular activities, that means for the existence of life, is assimilation. Say the ATP production, oxidative phosphorylation, the glucose gives us to 36 ATP. In case of sometimes 38 ATP, depends on shunt. Then we use to for cell growth. Then the cell repair. It's all about different cellular activities, what we call assimilation. Then the defecation. After the small intestine, the digestion is over. Undigested and unabsorbable food substances, what we call waste, will be carried to large intestine, cecum, colon, and rectum. In rectum, they will be stored for a while, just waiting for the nervous reflex to expel out. In large intestine, some of the water, minerals, if there is some important components like minerals, they will be absorbed again in large intestine. Some water and minerals, even some drugs, they will be absorbed in large intestine. Then what is waste? I told you already now. The undigested food, say the fiber of plants, is undigested food, and they will be expelled out through anus opening. Okay, what we call posterior opening. They will wait. That means with the help of mucus, they will adhere together. That means the mucus will adhere the undigested food, followed by mass peristalsis, what we call forcible peristalsis. Much specifically, defecation is a mass peristalsis. Or forcible, actually, no? Mass peristaltic movements or forcible peristaltic movements. That means defecation. So majorly the complex macromolecular digestion will be done, then absorption, then assimilation, then the defecation. So the most important thing is the major place for absorption is small intestine. Some of the water, minerals, and drugs will absorb in large intestine. The monosaccharides and amino acids will be absorbed into the blood, whereas the fatty acids and glycerol will be absorbed into the lymph. And the protein digestion will take place in stomach, because pH 1.8 is required for the activity of pepsin. Why? Because peptide bonds are powerful to break down. So such huge concentrated, heavy concentrated medium is required. Then the major carbohydrate digestion, that means and other macromolecule will take place in small intestine under the activity of pancreatic juice and succus entericus, what we call intestinal juice. That means the Brunner's glands and clips of lubricant. They contain variety of enzymes. But they require alkaline pH 7.8. And who will maintain that? The bicarbonate ions. And apart from this, we have discussed already, and when we discussed about hormones, here the digestion is actually a neural and hormonal coordinating mechanism. The parasympathetic neural system will enhance this process. That means what we call, it relaxes the sphincter so that the digestion takes place. It facilitates, that means favors the digestion. And different hormones like in a gastrin, say cholecystokinin, the secretin will involve in digestion. Say the cholecystokinin, it stimulates the secretion of pancreatic enzymes and also the bile. So it's about different hormonal coordination control mechanism and how they stimulate different secretions. So ultimately, the absorbed substances have been assimilated and the unwanted substances have been defecated. It's about the physiology of digestion. I told you already, the major objective of my classes is to meet the needs of needy and poor students. So accordingly, you may like, comment and